So the car I'm going to talk about next is called the Chain Breaker. So this car is actually a statement basically about drug addiction and about suicide. And before I get into it, this lovely lady here was killed by a drunk driver. So this is kind of the part where it takes a little bit of a somber tone, but I think it's worth talking about. So this car is called the Chain Breaker, and basically I think the whole message here is to break the chain of negativity. And in this case, the negativity is basically addiction, whether you have drug addiction, alcohol addiction, or if you're suffering from mental health issues. So that's kind of what they mean by the Chain Breaker here. So this car here is meant to be a statement, basically about, what negativity can do. And I'm just going to go ahead and take a chance here and say that, this car event here is something positive here. So when you go here, and I'm going to pan out, you see all these beautiful cars here. And, I'm actually addicted to cars. So that's kind of my addiction, and it's funny. I hate to say it, I actually have addiction in my family as well. It's one of the things where it just, it can impact every part of your life. It really can. And it's impacted my family very negatively. And, it's great to be able to come here to these car shows and appreciate something positive. So I would say that this is something positive. And I don't like to use the Lord's name in vain, but I say Jesus, Jesus is an expression of something. When you see something great, when you see something beautiful, I saw this car and it caught my eye. I mean, it looks like, we went through a lot of, heart and soul to make something that's going to be eye-catching, going to be something that's going to get attention. But, this is positive attention. Albeit if to address something negative, I think being into these cars is something very, very positive. And, I like to play basketball, and basketball is another, kind of positive escape for me. So anyway, so I just kind of want to talk a little bit about the Chain Breaker here and about how this car addresses, things that are negative, negative addictions and also suicide. So basically things that negatively impact your mental health, but then, taking this beautiful, breathtaking car. And I hate to say, the first thing I saw was a car. I love the wheels, and I just love the way the car looks. The owner said it's not really done yet, but I mean, it looks absolutely beautiful. So I want to thank the owner for taking the time to address something that needs to be addressed, but, putting a positive spin on it. So you have, the chain here on the wheel. And again, this is all part of a bigger message for breaking the chain of negativity. And I think I want to extend the message here, and hopefully I can do that appropriately here by saying, breaking the chain of negativity by being addicted to something positive, like cars, like going out and seeing cars. I'm addicted to cars. I drove 6 hours to Richmond, Virginia, and then 6 hours from Richmond to this show because I want to get footage for my channel. That's my addiction now. So, but this is, in any case, this is a beautiful, stunning car with a good message about something that needs to be addressed. So, not only that, this car is also kind of a memorial and also sort of a nice, a pleasant send-off to something that is not pleasant. So these are the names of the people who died from addiction. And you have over here, if you've lost anyone to alcohol or drug addiction, any way, shape, or form, and it's kind of trying to pay attention to that. So, again, it's a somber message. It's hard to talk about something that's negative and that's painful and then try to make something into something positive, And again, it's just a matter about coming out here and, calling attention to something like this, but saying, hey, look, we're trying to break the chain of negativity. And there's just a lot of negativity in the world. And, it's important to have, people that are trying to break that chain and trying to call attention to something like this. And I really much want to thank the owner for that. So this here says Jesus is a chain breaker. So again, it's about trying to focus on something positive and trying to focus your attention on something that's going to help break the chains of alcoholism. And like I mentioned, I actually have alcoholism in my family. I'm not an alcoholic myself, but it's been in my family, and I have kind of had negative experiences from it growing up. But in any case, it's great to see something like this.